morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're connecting from. You're welcome to today's live stream. If you can hear me, please drop a comment. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. How has been your week? Today is Thursday, the 8th of January. How has been your week? I hope it's been profitable. Confirm you can hear me clearly. What's your plan for today? I'd like to know. What pair are you looking at trading today? What pair are you considering trading today? Let me know in the comment section. I'd also like to know your bias for that pair. You all are welcome. Can you hear me? Please confirm you can hear me. I need to be sure you all can hear me before I start the class. Confirm you can hear me loud and clear. In this network. Trading. Hello, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so I want to believe you all can hear me. So let's start the class. So let's start by analyzing. Let's start with Euro USD. So as you can see, Euro USD is bearish. As you can see, it is bearish. The sell started from this area. This is where the sell started from. This was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah. This is where the sell started from. So this would have been the best entry for bearish Euro USD. And you can see now that price is at discount. You can see price at discount. This means price could reverse anytime soon. So if you have not entered sell from this point, then you should wait for price to do a reversal before you sell. If you decide to sell from the current market price, you would be taking a very high risk. This would have been the best entry. And if you had entered at that point, you would have made, this is about 40 pips. 40 pips profit. That is what you would have made. Okay, so this is not a good price to enter the trade. You might want to wait for price to reverse before you take a sell. That's my take on Euro USD. You can see the EA gave us the direction for the day, which is bearish. Okay. Now let's check the fundamentals. Let's check the calendar. I think we have two major news today. Yeah, two major news. One from Swiss franc that has been released. CPI MM, the forecast and the actual is the same. And by 2:30, the United States will release its unemployment claims. Previous was 199K, and the forecast is 213K. So if the actual is less than the forecast, that will be positive for the dollar. If the actual is higher than the forecast, that will be negative for the dollar by 2:30 p.m. Okay, so I would advise you wait for this news to be released before you trade USD pairs. If you don't have a trade on USD pairs, wait for news for this news to be released before you take a trade on USD pairs. But if you have a trade on USD pairs already, just leave it. All you have to do is just manage the trade. As the market keeps going in your direction, trail your stop. Okay, so let's go back to the chart. I want to believe you all can hear me. I'm not getting a response from you guys. I want to be sure you can hear me. Okay, so let's see GBP/USD. What's GBP/USD? GBP/USD also, the EA gave us a signal to sell. Gave us a signal to sell, and right now, price is at a neutral area, which means that we could see a reversal on GBP/USD anytime soon. You can see this would have been the best entry. This was what date was this? On 6th. This was Tuesday. This would have been the best entry. This would have been the best entry for GBP USD. So if you are not bought GBP USD, I would advise you wait for price to pull back. As you can see, price is currently at a neutral level, which is not a good area to sell. It is neutral. Price might pull back. Okay, so don't take a sell. Should have sold from this point. Okay, so from this point, we'd have made a profit. Yeah, I mean, good profit of that's about 90 something pips, 90 something pips on this trade. So I would suggest that you wait for reversal before you sell. Wait for it to reverse before you sell. If you have not taken a sell trade, wait for it to reverse before you sell. I hope that is clear. So you can see on 4-hour price is at a discount area, which means price might reverse anytime soon. You can see it's at a discount area. You can see that. So it's not the right time to sell. I hope that is clear. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Thank you, Mr. Kola. Thank you. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. If there's any pair you want me to analyze, let me know. This EA has made analysis very easy. Okay, as you see now, I'm not using market structure, all those jargons. I'm not using them. Just look at what the EA, look at the signal generated by the EA, and I just do the needful, which is execution. Okay, so for those of you who would like to get the EA, I think everything is set now. You can send your request. If you want to get the EA, you can send your request. So the launching will be by month end, but if you want to have it now, you can have access to it and you get it at a very good rate. You get it at a very good rate. Okay. Which other pair do you want me to analyze? Let me know. Let's see gold. Gold bearish. Price at premium. This is a good signal. Gold is bearish and price is at premium. That is a very good signal. But the best entry would have been the close yesterday would have been the best entry. Okay, so entry now is not a bad one. Would have entered at the open. Let's see, at the open of today's candle. Would have sold. You have made close to 429 pips. 429 pips. 429 pips. Mr. Kola, please, you send me a message on WhatsApp after the class. Please send me a message on WhatsApp after the class. Don't buy. EU or GU, don't buy. Don't buy, it's a sell. So gold is bearish. Gold might come for this lows. Gold might come for these lows. So I would suggest if you want to sell gold, you can see price has already moved. If you want to sell gold, wait for reversal. Wait for reversal. Don't jump in and start selling from the current market price. Okay. So you should do a reversal of at least 400 pips. Okay, you can see the ATR half value. So if you want to jump in, ensure that gold does a reversal of at least 400 pips. What you have here is 462. Okay, there should be a strong reversal before you look for sales. Okay, so from the current market price, okay, we want a reversal from this point to around this level. This is where you should be looking for your sell. Okay, this is where you should be looking for your sell if you want to sell. I believe there's a fair value gap has been created here. Let's confirm. Let's go to 1 hour. I believe a fair value gap has been created there. So this is 1 hour. Let's go to 15 minutes. At this point, I'm sure there's a fair value gap. There's a fair value gap at this point. Let's see minutes. So that is where you should be considering taking your first. Yeah, you can see this fair value gap here. I believe this will be the next. This might be the next round liquidity. This fair value gap. You could see that there were attempts to fill this gap at this point. You can see they tried filling the gap at this point, at this point, at this point. They could not fill it completely. So this high, as you can see, this relative equal high most likely will be used as liquidity. It most likely will be used as liquidity. You can see. So there's, if you want to sell today, if you want to sell gold today, you cannot sell from the current market price. You can see that price has already gone far. You cannot sell from the current market price. So you wait for price to do what? Pull back to this area. It'll be the best zone to consider risking selling gold today. Mr. Atonda, good morning. You're welcome. Light on motion, good morning. So like I said, if you would want to have access to the EA at a very good price before the launching, send me a message on WhatsApp after the class. Send me a message on WhatsApp after the class. So let me show you the properties of the EA, the things that you can change on the EA. Now, if you execute a trade, the EA automatically sets your stop loss and take profit. Now, the default settings, the stop loss is 50 pips, the take profit is 80 pips, and at 50 pips, the EA will close 70% of whatever profit you've made when the market moves in your direction of 50 pips, and it adjusts your stop loss to break even. It adjusts your stop loss to break even. Then when the market gets to 80 pip TP, it closes the trade automatically. Okay, but if you don't want to use 50 pips as your stop loss, 80 pips as your take profit, you could change the properties, you could change the values. You can see it here. Now, the risk here on this account is 2% of equity. You can change it. If you want to reduce it to 1%, you enter 1%. If you want 5%, but if you're trading risk, your risk should be between 1 to 2%, 1 to 2%. You can even risk less. If you have good capital, you should risk between maybe 0.5% to 0.1% if you have good capital. But if your capital is small, then you can be risking like 1 to 2% of your capital. Then, like I said, when you execute the trade, the EA will set your stop loss and take profits. So it is activated on this account. Okay, it's activated. If you want to deactivate it, you click force. Okay, click force. It means that when you execute the trade, you'll be the one to set your stop loss and your take profit manually. You'll be the one to set your stop loss and your stop loss and your take profit, your trailing stop. You'll be the one to set it manually. Okay, but if you want the EA to do it for you, you just click through. So the EA will just execute those parameters. Okay, so if you want to change anything, just these two things is what you need to change: the risk per trade, percentage risk per trade. Then if you want the EA to manage your trade for you, you click this. That's all. Okay. EA, what's the meaning of EA? It's an expert advisor. Expert advisor is a software that helps in executing trades and also managing your trades. That is the function of an EA. Some call it robots. This EA is a semi-automated robot. Okay, semi, not a complete or full robot. A full robot would do what? Would execute the trade without anyone doing the trade. That's a full robot. When we say robot is complete, it will execute the trade. But in this case, you'll be the one to execute the trade manually. Okay. What the EA does is just to give you the direction for the day and also help in setting your stop loss, your take profit, partial profit, trailing stop, and closes the trade when the market hits the final TP. That is the function of this EA. It does not execute trade. It just gives you the direction. Okay. So as you can see, gold is bearish. Let's see CAD JPY. CAD JPY is bearish. It's been bearish since Monday. After the close of this candle, this bearish candle, that would have been the best time to sell. So selling at the current market price, you can see now that price is at a discount. So you cannot sell. Since price is at a discount, you cannot sell. You cannot sell. Okay, so should have entered sell from this point. Should have sold from this point. Okay, so don't sell, don't buy right now. Don't sell, don't buy. You would only buy if the daily bias changes from bearish to bullish. That is when you would buy. You would only buy if the bias changes from bearish to bullish. It means if today's candle closes and the midpoint price, the tomorrow candlestick opens above the midpoint price, then you should expect a reversal on CAD JPY. You should expect a reversal on CAD JPY. Euro Australian dollar, I shared this yesterday. I think I posted it in the group or my status that Euro Aussie gave us a buy signal yesterday, and I'm looking for opportunity to buy it today. I actually have a trade on EA at the moment. I've made close to, I think it's close to 50 pips, if not more than that. Okay, because I actually took the trade at the early hours of today. At the early hours of today, that was around maybe 5 or 6 a.m. That was when I executed the trade. And it's a massive profit. Okay, it's a massive profit. With this EA, you don't have to stress yourself. You don't have to stress yourself. Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Let me know in the comment section. GBP bearish. Let me go to daily. Okay, so GBP JPY is bearish and it's been bearish. Okay, it's been bearish, but now price is at neutral, so don't take a trade. Price is at neutral, don't take a trade. This would have been the best entry for GJ. GJ sell would have been this candlestick. So if you didn't sell from this point, don't sell from the current market price. When you have 3 consecutive bearish candle, at least 3 consecutive bearish candle, and you are seeing the daily bias is bearish, please don't sell. Don't sell. You should sell from the first candle. So if you didn't sell from the first candle, you don't sell at the 3rd, 4th, or 5th candle. At that point, price is at a discount or price is approaching discount, so you don't take such trade. I hope you are following. You don't take such trade. Price is at neutral, so if you want to sell, this should change to premium, and if you want to buy, this should change to discount. If this changes to discount, then the daily bias must also change to bullish. So you have to wait for the daily candle to close before you buy. I hope that is clear. If price gets to a discount area, you have to wait for the daily. That means you have to wait for the daily candle to close. That is when you know the bias for the next day. I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. So GJ, if it is to discount, I will be looking for buy and not sell. I took a sell at the early hours of today. No, I took a buy. I took a buy, and that hits my stop loss. It's my stop loss. So I'm still waiting for another opportunity to buy it. That is if this changes to what's it called, to discount. I actually executed the trade on my phone. I didn't check the signal. I didn't be seen the signal and I see this neutral. I wouldn't have taken the trade. So what I just saw on the 4-hour time frame was a bullish reversal pattern, and I executed the trade. I would have checked to know if price was at a discount area, but it was early for me to on my laptop, so I didn't just bother to on. I just executed using the pattern on the mobile app. So that was my mistake. Okay. Any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? USD card. Let's see. USD card is bullish. Now you can see USD card has been buying for how many days now? You can see. So you cannot be buying USD card now. You can see where price is now. You can see price is at a premium area. Price is at a premium area. And when price gets to a premium area, we are looking for opportunity to sell. So you cannot jump in and be buying USD card now. You cannot jump in and be buying USD card. Look at where the buy started from. This is where you should have entered after the close of this candle. This is where the buy started from. The buy signal was generated at this point. This was where the buy was generated after the close of this candle. It was even after the close of this doji. That was when the signal was generated for buy. So if you didn't buy from this point, please tell me why you want to buy from the current market price. Look, USD card has done over 203 pips. So if you didn't buy from this point, why would you want to buy here? And now price is at premium. So you don't take a buy now. Price is overbought. It's at premium area. At premium, we should look for sell. So since price is at a premium, the daily bias, when the daily bias changes to bearish, then we sell. When the daily bias changes to bearish, then we'll sell. We cannot jump in and start selling because price is at premium. We have to wait for the daily bias. So we have to wait for today's candle to close. If today's candle closes and the midpoint price or the next day candle opens below the midpoint price, then this will change to bearish, then we'll sell. We'll sell. Is that clear? Any question? Any question? So if you want to get the EA, send me a message on WhatsApp. For those of you that are my students, I told you guys I'll give you a discount. Okay, you get a discount. You pay just $20 for 2 months access. $20 for 2 months access. And if you're not my student, you pay $30. $30 for 2 months access. That's the price I'm giving you guys is the pre-launch price. Once I make this software available to the public, the 2 months subscription will go for like nothing less than $50 for 2 months subscription. So the price I'm giving to you guys now is the pre-launch offer. Okay, so take advantage of it. If you are my student, you pay $20 for 2 months subscription, and if you're not my student, you pay $30 for 2 months subscription. Okay. So which other pair do you want me to analyze? We've looked at all the pairs. USDJPY, let's see USDJPY. USDJPY is bearish, but price is at neutral. Okay, price is at neutral on, let's see, let's go to daily wood. Okay, so you can see daily is bearish, but price is at a neutral level. So we can't take this trade. We can't take this trade. But if you look at what we have on 4 hour, this 4 hour candle might close as an hammer. So if it's closed as an hammer, we still will not take the trade. We still will not take the trade because price is at a neutral level. If price was at a discount level, we could have considered taking this trade. But price is at what? Neutral. And we need the daily bias to change to bullish. We need the daily bias to change to bullish for us to buy USD JPY. So we have to wait for today's candle to close. We have to wait for today's candle to close before we make a decision on UJ. Hopefully, maybe when the major news is released, price could get to discount. After the major news, price could get to a discount area, then we could risk buying. But best is to wait for the daily bias to change to bullish before we buy. When the daily bias and the stock status are the same, that's a strong signal. That's a strong signal. Please give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't done that so that others can get to see the video. Any question, any question, any question? Me, I'm tired of doing market analysis using all these different strategies, you know. This just makes my trading very easy. Makes it very easy. I don't bother myself about unless maybe I'm teaching. I want to teach people want to learn to trade manually, and then I can start analyzing using all those models, ICT concept, and all that. It's only when I have a student I want to take. But now I just use the year to analyze the market. And in less than 30 minutes, I'm done analyzing the charts. Any question, any question, any question, any question? Any question, any question? Any question? Do you have any question on how to use the EA? Any question? Any question? Let me know. I also want to remind you guys about the reimbursement account on the oral market reimbursement account. It is the offer is still available. I would implore that you take advantage of it. Okay, what is it all about? When you fund your trading account with $100, if you lose the $100, Orum would credit your account with $100. Now, that $100 that you will receive from Orum, you can only use it to trade. You can only use it to trade, and whatever profits you make on the $100, you can withdraw it. You can withdraw whatever profit you make on the $100, but it is only for trading. You can only use it for trading, and that offer is available to new registration. New registration, it means you don't have an account with Orum Market. It's for new registration. So you can request for that, which I think it's a good offer. $100, you blow your $100, you get it back. That one you'll get back, you can use it to recover. So it makes more sense than you to just go and fund the $100 and you lose it. You lose it, you get nothing back. You lose it, you get nothing back. But when you get the reimbursement account, you fund, you blow it, you at least you get $100 back credit into your account. So take advantage of the 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 offer. Take advantage of the offer. Take advantage of the offer. In 3 weeks, I made 28 on $100 account using this EA in 3 weeks. That's about 28%. But I'm not saying you'll get that kind of result. It depends on how volatile the market is. Okay. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. But that is what I was able to achieve in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, 28%. Okay. And the number, when the market is very volatile, the EA will generate more signals. But when the market is not volatile, you get less signals, which means the profit you make, the return you make that month or that week will not be much. So that's just it. How much you make in this market is determined by the market volatility. You don't determine how much you make, say in a month you want to make 50% or you want to make 100%. You are not the one to determine that. If the market is not volatile, if the market goes into a range for months, there's nothing you can do. You don't have control over that. What you have control over is how you manage your capital. That's all the control you have in this market. That's why sometimes you don't even set goals. You don't set goals as in how much you want to make monthly. Just execute your trade, and whatever you see at the end of the month, be okay with it. The main thing is that you ending the month in profit. That is the main thing. USDJPY, you can see it on the screen. USDJPY, it's been bearish. You can see USDJPY, the signal is bearish, but price is at a neutral level now. So you cannot buy, you cannot sell now. You cannot buy, you cannot sell. You can only consider buying if price gets to a discount area. Sorry, buying. If you want to buy, you can only consider buying if price gets to a discount area. But at the moment, the signal is not clear. The signal is not clear because the daily bias is bearish and price is at a neutral level, not at premium or discount. So price has to be at discount or premium for us to make a decision to buy or sell. I'm still working on making the EA execute trade. I'm still working on that. Still on test mode. Still on test mode. But right now, we have to execute the trades manually. We have to execute the trades manually. Any question, any question. So like I said, if you're interested in getting the EA, send me a message on WhatsApp. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Send me a message on WhatsApp. Check the description. You would see my WhatsApp link there. Just click on it to redirect you to my DM. Any question, any question? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? Is there any other pair you want me to analyze? If you have any question, please drop it. If you have any pair you want me to analyze, let me know in the comment section. Euro JPY. Okay, let me see Euro JPY. Euro JPY. Euro JPY. So you can see Euro JPY is bearish, but you cannot sell from this point. Why? You can see price is at a discount area. Price is at a discount area. Apply your Fibonacci from this swing low. For those of you who want to be applying indicator, you can see from swing low to swing high, price is at a discount area, so you cannot sell. Though the daily bias is bearish, you cannot sell because price is at a discount. So if today's candle, if the daily bias changes to bullish, and that will be confirmed after the close of today's candle, that will be confirmed after the close of today. If it changes to bullish, then we look for buy tomorrow. We look for buy tomorrow if the daily bias changes to bullish. And if you don't want to wait for the daily bias to change to bullish, since price is at the discount level, wait for a bullish reversal pattern to form on 4-hour time frame. On 1-hour time frame, there should be breakout from maybe a resistance area. Then on 15 minutes, there should be a shift in market structure on 15 minutes. That is if you don't want to wait for the daily candle to close. And if you don't want to wait for the daily candle to close, you have to risk less. You have to risk less. The daily candle is what will give the confirmation. The daily candle is what will give the confirmation. But if you don't want to wait, let's say what we have on 4-hour. If you don't want to wait on 4-hour, you can see price is even at a neutral level, not at discount on 4-hour. You can see. So if you want to take a risk here, like I said, there has to be a shift in market structure on 15 minutes time frame. So we don't have that now. If this 4-hour closes as an hammer, if you go to 1 hour, let's see what was happening on 1 hour. Okay, so we have this bullish, let's say 15 minutes. There's a shift in market structure at this point. Okay, so the shift in market structure on 15 minutes would occur here. This high, lower high. This is where the shift in market structure would occur. So if you want to buy, then you could risk buying if price breaks out from this market structure. Now, if price keeps going up from this current market price and closes above this high, then you should wait for price to pull back and fill this fair value gap. This fair value gap here, you should wait for price to fill it before you look for buy. So it's either price comes to fill this fair value gap and continue going bullish, or price sweeps this high, then pulls back to fill this fair value gap. Okay, so those are the conditions that needs to be met before you take the risk buying. But best is to wait for what? Wait for the daily candle to close. Best is to wait for the daily candle to close before you take the trade. So I'm trying to understand your question. How do we adjust one to lower equity? I'm trying to understand your question. I'm trying to understand the question. You have used equity of $10. Trying to understand. Please send me a message on WhatsApp. Let's talk after the class. Let's talk after the class. So it appears there are no more questions. So I'll give like the next 2 minutes. There are no questions, then I'll just have to end the session. Okay. Yen basket has just been playing around. It's just been playing around. But let's see, have they swept the liquidity residing at this high? Okay, it has not swept this high, so it's most likely going to sweep this high. And also, this is a consequent encroachment. This, yeah, this is, let me see, 50% of this gap, 50% of this fair value gap. 50% of this fair value gap. Okay. So 50% is at this level. So it's likely going to hit this level before selling. It's likely going to hit that level before selling. Let's see how it goes. Okay. The EA will suggest the lot size based on your equity. The EA will suggest the lot size based on your equity. No lot size here. Okay. So 2% of let's say 10,000, or let's say $1,000 is $20. $20. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? How do we adjust one to lower equity? All right, so I appreciate you all for your participation, Mr. Kola, Mr. Debayo, Mr. Lighton, Mr. Ebenezer, once again, Ewo Makesana. I see you, ma. I see you, ma. Thanks for joining. So that will be all for today's session. I wish you all a profitable trading day. Bye for now.